Question 1. What should a driver consider when seeing an alternate route sign due to a road closure? A. The sign is for information only and has no immediate impact. B. The route is optional and not necessary to follow. C. The sign indicates a recommended detour due to a road closure ahead. Answer: C. The sign indicates a recommended detour due to a road closure ahead. An alternate route sign is typically used to direct traffic away from a closed road to a different route. Question 2. How should you behave when approaching a bike lane sign? A. Increase speed to pass the bike lane quickly. B. Be alert and watch for cyclists, possibly yielding if they are present. C. Ignore the sign as it doesn't affect motor vehicles. Answer: B. Be alert and watch for cyclists, possibly yielding if they are present. A bike lane sign indicates a lane designated for bicycles, and drivers should be cautious and respectful of cyclists' right-of-way. Question 3. How should drivers react to a bridge may ice in winter sign? A. Increase speed to minimize time on the bridge. B. Continue at normal speed as the sign is just a caution. C. Slow down and be prepared for potentially icy conditions. Answer: C. Slow down and be prepared for potentially icy conditions. This sign warns that bridges can freeze before the road does, so extra caution is necessary. Question 4. What should a driver do upon seeing a no right turn sign at an intersection? A. Make the turn quickly before oncoming traffic arrives. B. Continue straight or turn left if it's legal and safe. C. Stop and then turn right if no traffic is coming. Answer: B. Continue straight or turn left if it's legal and safe. A no right turn sign means right turns are prohibited, so drivers must choose an alternative legal maneuver. Question 5. What actions should a driver take when they see a restricted lane sign? A. Use the lane regardless of the sign. B. Check if their vehicle is allowed in that lane and use it if permitted. C. Avoid using the lane under any circumstances. Answer: B. Check if their vehicle is allowed in that lane and use it if permitted. Restricted lane signs indicate lanes with specific restrictions, and drivers should adhere to these instructions. Question 6. What does a road subject to flooding sign indicate, and how should drivers prepare? A. The road is always flooded and should be avoided. B. There is no special preparation needed. C. Be cautious as the road may become flooded during heavy rain. Answer: C. Be cautious as the road may become flooded during heavy rain. This sign warns drivers that the road may be prone to flooding, and they should proceed with caution, especially during adverse weather conditions. Question 7. How should you interpret and act upon a toll booth ahead sign on a highway? A. Prepare to stop and pay the toll. B. Ignore the sign as all vehicles are exempt from tolls. C. Take the nearest exit to avoid the toll. Answer: A. Prepare to stop and pay the toll. This sign indicates that a toll booth is coming up, and drivers should be ready to stop and pay the toll. Question 8. How should you navigate when encountering a lane shift sign due to construction? A. Maintain your current lane position. B. Prepare to change lanes as directed by the sign. C. Speed up to pass the construction area quickly. Answer: B. Prepare to change lanes as directed by the sign. A lane shift sign usually indicates that lanes are temporarily repositioned due to construction, and drivers should follow the new lane paths. Question 9. What is the correct response to a runway truck ramp sign on a steep downgrade? A. Only trucks should be aware of this sign. B. All vehicles should prepare to use the ramp if they cannot stop. C. Be aware that there may be trucks slowing down to use the ramp. Answer: C. Be aware that there may be trucks slowing down to use the ramp. This sign is an indication that there is a ramp ahead for trucks that have lost braking control on steep roads, and other drivers should be cautious. Question 10. How should drivers handle a traffic signals ahead sign in an area where signals are not usually present? A. Ignore the sign and continue at the same speed. B. Be prepared to stop or slow down for traffic signals. C. Only stop if the signal is red. Answer. B. Be prepared to stop or slow down for traffic signals. This sign is used to alert drivers to unexpected traffic signals ahead and suggests readiness to stop or slow down. Question 11. When you see a high occupancy vehicle HOV fine sign, what are the requirements for using this lane? A. Any vehicle can use the lane at any time. B. Only vehicles with the minimum number of passengers as indicated can use the lane. C. The lane is reserved for environmentally friendly vehicles only. Answer. B. Only vehicles with the minimum number of passengers as indicated can use the lane. HOV lanes are designated for vehicles with a certain number of passengers to encourage carpooling and reduce traffic. Question 12. What should you do when driving on a mountainous road with a yield to downhill traffic sign? A. Always maintain the right-of-way as an uphill driver. B. Yield to downhill traffic when the road is too narrow for both to pass. C. Speed up to pass downhill traffic quickly. Answer. B. Yield to downhill traffic when the road is too narrow for both to pass. This sign is used on narrow mountain roads where uphill vehicles must yield to downhill vehicles. Question 13. How should a driver respond to a detour sign? A. Follow the detour as the usual route is likely closed or obstructed. B. Ignore the sign and continue on the usual route. C. Stop and turn around to find a different route. Answer. A. Follow the detour as the usual route is likely closed or obstructed. A detour sign indicates an alternative route that drivers should take, typically due to road work or closures. Question 14. What does the through traffic merge left sign mean, and how should drivers react? A. All traffic must turn left immediately. B. Through traffic should merge left to allow merging from another lane. C. Disregard the sign if you are not familiar with the area. Answer. B. Through traffic should merge left to allow merging from another lane. This sign is used to indicate that drivers in a through lane should merge left to accommodate traffic from an adjoining lane. Question 15. What does the presence of a call box ahead sign on a highway indicate? A. Emergency services are directly ahead. B. A telephone service for emergencies is available ahead. C. All drivers must stop and check in at the call box. Answer. B. A telephone service for emergencies is available ahead. This sign alerts drivers to the presence of an emergency call box where they can seek help if needed. Question 16. Describe the rules and driver responsibilities indicated by the two-way traffic sign. A. Traffic flows in one direction only. B. Be prepared for traffic coming from the opposite direction. C. This sign only applies to bicycles and pedestrians. Answer. B. Be prepared for traffic coming from the opposite direction. A two-way traffic sign indicates that the road ahead has two-way traffic, and drivers should be cautious of oncoming vehicles. Question 17. What is the significance of the slower traffic keep right sign on multi-lane roads? A. All traffic must keep to the right at all times. B. Slower moving vehicles should stay in the right lane. C. The sign indicates a right turn only lane. Answer. B. Slower moving vehicles should stay in the right lane. This sign is used to help maintain traffic flow by keeping slower traffic in the right lane. Question 18. What actions should be taken upon seeing the shoulder work ahead sign? A. Speed up to pass the area quickly. B. Prepare for workers on or near the roadway and proceed with caution. C. Move to the shoulder to allow workers more space. Answer. B. Prepare for workers on or near the roadway and proceed with caution. This sign warns drivers of work being done on the road shoulder ahead and to be cautious. Question 19. How should a driver behave when encountering a bicycle sign? A. Increase speed to overtake bicycles quickly. B. Be alert for cyclists and share the road safely. C. Bicycles are prohibited in this area. Answer. B. Be alert for cyclists and share the road safely. The bicycle sign indicates that bicycles may be present, and drivers should be careful and respectful of their space. Question 20. What does a following distance sign indicate, and how should it affect your driving? A. Drivers should follow closely to reduce traffic congestion. B. Maintain a safe following distance from other vehicles. C. The sign is for information only and does not require action. Answer. B. Maintain a safe following distance from other vehicles. This sign reminds drivers to keep a safe distance from the vehicle ahead to prevent collisions, especially in heavy traffic or adverse weather conditions. Question 21. What is the legal bike limit for commercial drivers in California? A. 0, 8%. B. 0, 4%. C. 0, 10%. Answer. B. 0, 4%. For commercial drivers in California, the legal blood alcohol concentration limit is lower than for regular drivers, set at 0, 4%. Question 22. In a four-way stop, how should you proceed if you are the last vehicle to arrive? A. Proceed first since you are the last. B. Wait your turn in the order of arrival. C. Always let the vehicle on your right go first. Answer. B. Wait your turn in the order of arrival. At a four-way stop, the rule is to proceed in the order of arrival. If you are the last to arrive, you should wait for others who arrived earlier to move first. Question 23. In what situations is it legal to use a handheld mobile phone while driving in California? A. Anytime as long as you are careful. B. Only in emergencies, such as reporting an accident. C. When stopped at a red light. Answer. B. Only in emergencies, such as reporting an accident. In California, the use of a handheld mobile phone while driving is permitted only in emergencies. Question 24. What should you do if you see a cell phone use prohibited sign in a specific area? A. Use hands-free devices only. B. Disregard the sign if you're using a navigation app. C. Refrain from using your cell phone in any manner. Answer. C. Refrain from using your cell phone in any manner. This sign indicates that all cell phone use, including hands-free, is prohibited in the area. Question 25. How should drivers react when an emergency vehicle is approaching on a one-way street? A. Pull over to the nearest side of the road and stop. B. Continue driving at the same speed. C. Speed up to clear the way faster. Answer. A. Pull over to the nearest side of the road and stop. Drivers should always pull over and stop to allow emergency vehicles to pass, even on a one-way street. Question 26. What are the consequences of refusing a blood alcohol content (BAC) test when pulled over for suspected DUI? A. A warning for the first refusal. B. Mandatory license suspension. C. A small fine. Answer. B. Mandatory license suspension. Refusing a BAC test in California can lead to an automatic license suspension under implied consent laws. Question 27. What are the rules for stopping for a school bus on a road without a median? A. Stop only if you are behind the bus. B. Stop regardless of the direction you're traveling. C. You don't need to stop if the bus is on the opposite side. Answer. B. Stop regardless of the direction you're traveling. When a school bus has its stop sign extended and red lights flashing on a road without a median, traffic in both directions must stop. Question 28. How should drivers approach a roundabout or traffic circle? A. Enter at high speed to keep traffic flowing. B. Yield to traffic already in the roundabout and enter when safe. C. Always stop before entering the roundabout. Answer: B. Yield to traffic already in the roundabout and enter when safe. Drivers should slow down, yield to existing traffic and pedestrians, and then enter the roundabout when safe. Question 29. What is the maximum speed limit in California school zones outside of school hours? A. The speed limit is always 25 miles per hour. B. The regular posted speed limit applies. C. No more than 15 miles per hour. Answer: B. The regular posted speed limit applies. Outside of school hours, the usual speed limit for the area is in effect unless otherwise indicated. Question 30. Under what circumstances is it legal to cross a solid white line to enter or exit a highway? A. Only in heavy traffic. B. When entering or exiting the highway, if it is safe to do so. C. It is never legal to cross a solid white line. Answer: B. When entering or exiting the highway, if it is safe to do so. While solid white lines indicate that lane changes are discouraged, they can be crossed to enter or exit the highway safely. Question 31. What are the steps for making a protected left turn at an intersection? A. Turn immediately regardless of oncoming traffic. B. Wait for a green arrow signal before turning. C. Yield to all oncoming traffic before turning. Answer: B. Wait for a green arrow signal before turning. A protected left turn means you should wait for a green arrow, which gives you the right of way to turn left. Question 32. How far in advance should you signal before exiting a highway? A. At least 100 feet before the exit. B. Signal as you turn. C. At least 5 seconds before starting to exit. Answer: C. At least 5 seconds before starting to exit. It's recommended to signal at least 5 seconds in advance to alert other drivers of your intention to exit the highway. Question 33. What should you do if your vehicle starts to skid on ice? A. Brake hard and steer in the opposite direction of the skid. B. Steer in the direction of the skid and gently tap the brakes. C. Steer in the direction you want to go and avoid braking abruptly. Answer: C. Steer in the direction you want to go and avoid braking abruptly. To regain control during a skid on ice, steer gently in the direction you want to go and avoid sudden braking. Question 34. What actions should you take if you were involved in a minor traffic collision with no injuries? A. Leave the vehicles where they are to preserve the scene. B. Move the vehicles out of traffic if possible and exchange information. C. Drive away and report the incident later. Answer: B. Move the vehicles out of traffic if possible and exchange information. If there are no injuries and the vehicles can be moved, it's best to clear the road and then exchange insurance and contact information. Question 35. When is it appropriate to use high beam headlights in urban areas? A. When there are no streetlights. B. It is never appropriate in urban areas. C. Only when there are no oncoming vehicles. Answer: B. It is never appropriate in urban areas. High beam headlights should not be used in urban areas as they can blind other drivers and are unnecessary due to street lighting. Question 36. What actions should drivers take at a flashing red light in a four-way intersection? A. Proceed with caution without stopping. B. Treat it as a stop sign and proceed when safe. C. Wait for the light to turn green. Answer: B. Treat it as a stop sign and proceed when safe. A flashing red light at an intersection should be treated as a stop sign. Stop and proceed when it is safe to do so. Question 37. How should drivers yield to pedestrians at an uncontrolled crosswalk? A. Continue driving and expect pedestrians to wait. B. Slow down and yield if pedestrians are waiting to cross. C. Only yield to pedestrians at controlled crosswalks. Answer: B. Slow down and yield if pedestrians are waiting to cross. Drivers should always yield to pedestrians at uncontrolled crosswalks and proceed only when it is safe. Question 38. What are the requirements for wearing seat belts in the back seat in California? A. Seat belts are not required in the back seat. B. All passengers must wear seat belts, regardless of age or seating position. C. Only children under 18 must wear seat belts in the back seat. Answer. B. All passengers must wear seat belts, regardless of age or seating position. California law requires all vehicle occupants to wear a seat belt, including those in the back seat. Question 39. How is the 2-second rule applied in wet or slippery conditions? A. Increase following distance to 4 seconds. B. The rule does not apply. Continue as usual. C. Decrease following distance for better control. Answer. A. Increase following distance to 4 seconds. In wet or slippery conditions, it's safer to double the following distance to allow more time to react. Question 40. When should you move over or slow down for a tow truck with flashing lights on the road? A. Only if the tow truck is on the same side of the road. B. Whenever the tow truck is stopped on the roadside with lights flashing. C. You don't need to slow down or move over for tow trucks. Answer. B. Whenever the tow truck is stopped on the roadside with lights flashing. Similar to emergency vehicles, drivers should move over or slow down for tow trucks with flashing lights for safety. Question 41. What is indicated by a diamond-shaped lane with a bicycle symbol, and who can use it? A. Only bicycles are allowed in this lane. B. The lane is for shared use by bicycles and all vehicles. C. Only motor vehicles, bicycles are prohibited. Answer. A. Only bicycles are allowed in this lane. A lane marked with a diamond symbol and a bicycle indicates it is a dedicated bike lane, and only bicycles are permitted to use it. Question 42. What is the correct way to park on a hill with no curb? A. Turn your wheels away from the side of the road. B. Keep your wheels straight. C. Turn your wheels toward the side of the road. Answer. A. Turn your wheels away from the side of the road. When parking on a hill with no curb, turn your wheels so that the vehicle will roll away from the center of the road if the brakes fail. Question 43. What is the protocol when you encounter a funeral procession in a busy urban area? A. Always interrupt the procession to pass through. B. Yield and allow the procession to pass uninterrupted. C. Honk to alert the procession of your presence. Answer. B. Yield and allow the procession to pass uninterrupted. Respect for funeral processions dictates that other vehicles should yield and allow the procession to continue without interruption. Question 44. How should you pass a vehicle on the right safely? A. Only when there is an available lane to do so. B. At any time as long as you signal. C. Passing on the right is never allowed. Answer. A. Only when there is an available lane to do so. Passing on the right is permissible in situations where there is an adequate lane and it is safe to do so. Question 45. How should you respond if your accelerator becomes stuck while driving? A. Keep driving and try to use the brakes. B. Turn off the engine immediately. C. Shift to neutral and apply the brakes. Answer. C. Shift to neutral and apply the brakes. If your accelerator becomes stuck, shift to neutral and then use the brakes to slow down and stop safely. Question 46. What is the minimum distance you must maintain when following a fire truck responding to an emergency? A. At least 300 feet. B. At least 500 feet. C. No specific distance is required. Answer. B. At least 500 feet. It's required to maintain a minimum distance of 500 feet behind a fire truck responding to an emergency for safety reasons. Question 47. When is it mandatory to stop before crossing railroad tracks? A. Only when a train is visible. B. Whenever the crossing signals are activated. C. Crossing railroad tracks never requires a mandatory stop. Answer: B. Whenever the crossing signals are activated. Drivers must stop when railroad crossing signals, lights or gates, are activated, indicating a train is approaching. Question 48. What are the legal requirements for child passenger safety seats in California? A. Children under 8 years old must be secured in a car seat or booster. B. Only infants require a car seat. C. Car seats are optional for children under 10 years old. Answer: A. Children under 8 years old must be secured in a car seat or booster. California law requires that children under 8 years old be secured in an appropriate car seat or booster seat in the vehicle. Question 49. How do you determine a safe speed for driving in adverse weather conditions? A. Always drive at the posted speed limit. B. Drive at a speed that allows you to maintain control and react to hazards. C. Increase speed to minimize time in bad conditions. Answer: B. Drive at a speed that allows you to maintain control and react to hazards. Safe driving in adverse weather conditions involves adjusting your speed to ensure control and safety. Question 50. What is the law regarding making a left turn on a red light in California? A. Left turns on red are never allowed. B. Only allowed from a one-way street onto another one-way street. C. Allowed after a complete stop and yielding to oncoming traffic. Answer: B. Only allowed from a one-way street onto another one-way street. In California, drivers can make a left turn on red only when turning from a one-way street onto another one-way street. Question 51. In what situations are you required to yield the right-of-way to pedestrians? A. Only at marked crosswalks. B. At both marked and unmarked crosswalks. C. Pedestrians must always yield to vehicles. Answer: B. At both marked and unmarked crosswalks. Drivers are required to yield the right-of-way to pedestrians at all crosswalks, whether they are marked or unmarked. Question 52. What should a driver do upon encountering a flashing yellow traffic light? A. Stop completely before proceeding. B. Proceed with caution without stopping. C. Treat it as a flashing red light. Answer: B. Proceed with caution without stopping. A flashing yellow light signals caution, and drivers should slow down and proceed carefully through the intersection. Question 53. What is the correct procedure for merging onto a freeway in California? A. Stop at the end of the on-ramp and wait for a large gap in traffic. B. Yield to freeway traffic and merge at the same speed as traffic. C. Merge immediately without adjusting speed. Answer: B. Yield to freeway traffic and merge at the same speed as traffic. The correct way to merge onto a freeway is to yield to existing freeway traffic and adjust your speed to match it for a safe merge. Question 54. How should a driver react to an uncontrolled intersection in a residential area? A. Always stop and then proceed. B. Yield to the vehicle on the right. C. Speed up to pass through quickly. Answer: B. Yield to the vehicle on the right. At an uncontrolled intersection, the general rule is to yield to the vehicle that arrived first, or to the vehicle on your right if you arrive at the same time. Question 55. What are the rules for making U-turns in business districts in California? A. U-turns are always illegal in business districts. B. U-turns are allowed at intersections unless a sign prohibits them. C. U-turns are only allowed on divided highways. Answer: B. U-turns are allowed at intersections unless a sign prohibits them. In California, U-turns are generally permitted in business districts at intersections unless there is a sign indicating otherwise. Question 56. How should you adjust your driving in a construction zone? A. Ignore construction signs and continue at the same speed. B. Increase speed to get out of a construction zone faster. C. Reduce speed and follow construction zone signs and signals. Answer: C. Reduce speed and follow construction zone signs and signals. In construction zones, drivers should slow down, be alert, and follow any posted signs or signals for safety. Question 57. What steps should you take if your vehicle's brakes fail? A. Pump the brakes rapidly. B. Continue driving until the vehicle stops naturally. C. Immediately pull the emergency brake. Answer: A. Pump the brakes rapidly. If your vehicle's brakes fail, try pumping the brake pedal to build up brake pressure. If that doesn't work, use the emergency brake and downshift to a lower gear to slow down. Question 58. How do you handle a situation where a police officer is directing traffic at a signalized intersection? A. Follow the traffic signals. B. Ignore the officer and proceed if the way is clear. C. Follow the police officer's directions. Answer: C. Follow the police officer's directions. When a police officer is directing traffic, you should always follow their instructions, even if they contradict the traffic signals. Question 59. What is the legal limit for window tinting on the front side windows of a vehicle in California? A. Any level of tinting is allowed. B. Tinting is not allowed on front side windows. C. Must allow more than 70% of light in. Answer: C. Must allow more than 70% of light in. California law requires that the tint on front side windows must allow more than 70% of light to pass through. Question 60. When can you legally make a left turn at a red light from a one-way street onto another one-way street? A. It's never allowed to turn left on a red light. B. Only after stopping and yielding to oncoming traffic and pedestrians. C. Anytime, as long as the streets are one-way. Answer: B. Only after stopping and yielding to oncoming traffic and pedestrians. In California, it's legal to turn left on a red light from a one-way street onto another one-way street after stopping and yielding. Question 61. What are the rules for parking next to a curb of a different color, such as red, white, or blue? A. Red indicates no stopping, standing, or parking. B. White allows for picking up or dropping off passengers or mail. C. Blue is designated for disabled persons with a placard or license plate. D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. Different colored curbs have specific rules. Red means no stopping, white is for loading, and blue is for disabled parking only. Question 62. How should a driver react to a solid green arrow signal at an intersection? A. Proceed with caution in the direction of the arrow. B. Stop and wait for the arrow to turn off. C. The green arrow applies only to pedestrians. Answer: A. Proceed with caution in the direction of the arrow. A solid green arrow indicates that you have the right of way to proceed in the direction the arrow is pointing. Question 63. What are the specific rules for driving in a shared lane marked for bicycles and vehicles? A. Bicycles are not allowed to use this lane. B. Vehicles must yield to bicycles in the shared lane. C. Vehicles have the right of way over bicycles. Answer: B. Vehicles must yield to bicycles in the shared lane. In shared lanes, also known as sharrows, motor vehicles and bicycles share the road space, with vehicles yielding to bicycles. Question 64. What action should you take when approaching a T intersection without signage or signals? A. Always turn right at a T intersection. B. Yield to traffic on the through road. C. Speed up to cross the intersection quickly. Answer: B. Yield to traffic on the through road. At a T intersection without signs or signals, drivers must yield to vehicles on the through road. Question 65. Under what conditions is it legal to drive in the center left turn lane? A. When passing other vehicles. B. For a short distance to make a left turn. C. As a regular driving lane during rush hour. Answer. B. For a short distance to make a left turn. The center left turn lane is meant for use only for a short distance when preparing to make a left turn. Question 66. How should drivers behave in a shared space or traffic calming area with pedestrians and cyclists? A. Drive aggressively to maintain right-of-way. B. Drive cautiously and be prepared to yield to pedestrians and cyclists. C. Ignore pedestrians and cyclists as vehicles have the right-of-way. Answer. B. Drive cautiously and be prepared to yield to pedestrians and cyclists. In shared spaces, drivers should be extra cautious and ready to yield to more vulnerable road users. Question 67. What are the rules regarding the use of hazard lights while driving? A. Use them only when stopped or driving very slowly. B. They should be used at all times for safety. C. Use them to signal when you are about to change lanes. Answer. A. Use them only when stopped or driving very slowly. Hazard lights should be used to indicate that the vehicle is a temporary obstruction or moving significantly slower than the flow of traffic. Question 68. How do anti-lock brakes, ABS, function differently in an emergency braking situation? A. They prevent the wheels from locking up. B. They increase the stopping distance. C. ABS works the same as regular brakes. Answer. A. They prevent the wheels from locking up. ABS helps maintain steering control during an emergency stop by preventing the wheels from locking up. Question 69. What is the legal definition of reckless driving in California? A. Driving over the speed limit. B. Driving with willful or wanton disregard for safety. C. Not using turn signals. Answer. B. Driving with willful or wanton disregard for safety. Reckless driving in California is defined as driving with a willful or wanton disregard for the safety of persons or property. Question 70. When is it permissible to drive onto or across a sidewalk? A. When trying to get to a parking lot. B. Only when entering or exiting a driveway or alley. C. It is never permissible. Answer. B. Only when entering or exiting a driveway or alley. Driving on or across a sidewalk is only permissible when crossing over it to enter or leave a driveway or alleyway. Question 71. How should drivers handle a situation where a traffic light is flashing red in all directions? A. Treat it as a four-way stop. B. Proceed without stopping if the road is clear. C. Wait for the light to stop flashing before proceeding. Answer. A. Treat it as a four-way stop. A flashing red light in all directions should be treated as a stop sign from all approaches. Question 72. What is required of drivers when a transit bus signals to re-enter traffic from a bus stop? A. Always allow the bus to merge. B. Buses should yield to cars already in traffic. C. Ignore the bus's signal and maintain your speed. Answer. A. Always allow the bus to merge. Drivers should yield to transit buses signaling to re-enter traffic to facilitate smooth and safe public transportation. Question 73. How do fog lights differ from regular headlights, and when should they be used? A. Fog lights are brighter than regular headlights and used in clear conditions. B. They provide a wide, low beam for better visibility in fog. C. Fog lights are only decorative and have no practical use. Answer. B. They provide a wide, low beam for better visibility in fog. Fog lights are designed to enhance visibility in foggy conditions with a wide, low beam that reduces glare. Question 74. What is the rule for passing a school bus on a divided highway? A. Stop if the bus is on the same side of the road. B. Always stop, regardless of the side of the road the bus is on. C. You do not need to stop if the highway is divided. Answer. C. You do not need to stop if the highway is divided. On a divided highway, drivers on the opposite side of a median or barrier are not required to stop for a school bus. Question 75. How should a driver handle encountering wildlife on the road? A. Speed up to scare the animals away. B. Stop if possible and wait for the animals to clear the road. C. Honk continuously until the animals move. Answer. B. Stop if possible and wait for the animals to clear the road. If encountering wildlife, it's safest to stop if you can and wait for the animals to move away from the road. Question 76. What is the correct action when faced with a slower traffic keep right sign on a multi-lane highway? A. Keep to the right unless you are passing slower vehicles. B. The sign only applies to commercial vehicles. C. Move to the left lane and stay there. Answer. A. Keep to the right unless you are passing slower vehicles. This sign indicates that slower moving traffic should stay in the right lane, using left lanes primarily for passing. Question 77. What precautions should be taken when driving near a large vehicle, like a truck or bus? A. Tailgate closely to stay in the vehicle's slipstream. B. Give them extra space due to their larger blind spots. C. Overtake them quickly and closely. Answer. B. Give them extra space due to their larger blind spots. Large vehicles have bigger blind spots, so it's important to give them more space for safety. Question 78. What are the specific rules for parking near a railroad crossing? A. Park at least 15 feet away from the crossing. B. Parking is allowed as close as you want to the crossing. C. You can park on the crossing if no train is coming. Answer. A. Park at least 15 feet away from the crossing. For safety reasons, it's required to park at least 15 feet away from railroad crossings. Question 79. When is it necessary to use your vehicle's horn in urban areas? A. As a greeting to other drivers. B. To express frustration or anger. C. To warn others of your presence when necessary for safety. Answer. C. To warn others of your presence when necessary for safety. The horn should be used sparingly and only to alert others to prevent a potential hazard. Question 80. How does the right on red rule apply in California, and what are its limitations? A. It's always allowed without stopping. B. Stop first, then proceed if safe and there's no sign prohibiting it. C. Right on red is never allowed. Answer. B. Stop first, then proceed if safe and there's no sign prohibiting it. In California, you can turn right on red after coming to a complete stop, unless there's a sign specifically prohibiting it. Question 81. What is the protocol for a driver involved in a hit-and-run incident? A. Leave the scene immediately. B. Try to follow the fleeing driver. C. Stop safely, call the police, and gather information. Answer. C. Stop safely, call the police, and gather information. In the event of a hit and run, it's important to stay at the scene, contact the authorities, and collect as much information as possible. Question 82. How should a driver adjust their driving in response to a bicycle sign? A. Drive faster to pass cyclists quickly. B. Be more alert and cautious, sharing the road with bicycles. C. The sign has no impact on driving behavior. Answer. B. Be more alert and cautious, sharing the road with bicycles. A BACWCLE sign indicates that cyclists are common in the area, so drivers should be extra cautious and share the road safely. Question 83. What is the correct procedure for a driver who wishes to dispute a traffic ticket in California? A. Ignore the ticket. B. Pay the ticket and then dispute it. C. Request a court hearing to contest the ticket. Answer C. Request a court hearing to contest the ticket. If you wish to dispute a traffic ticket in California, you must request a court hearing to present your case. Question 84. When should a driver consider using lower gears in their vehicle? A. When driving in stop-and-go traffic. B. On steep inclines or declines. C. Only when the vehicle has a manual transmission. Answer B. On steep inclines or declines. Using lower gears can help maintain control and reduce brake wear when driving on steep hills. Question 85. What steps should be taken if a tire blows out while driving? A. Brake hard and steer towards the shoulder. B. Maintain speed and steer straight until the vehicle slows. C. Grip the steering wheel firmly, steer straight, and gently slow down. Answer C. Grip the steering wheel firmly, steer straight, and gently slow down. In a tire blowout, it's important to maintain control of the vehicle and slow down gradually. Question 86. What are the responsibilities of a driver when sharing the road with a streetcar or light rail vehicle? A. Always overtake streetcars and light rail vehicles. B. Yield the right of way to them, especially when they're moving or signaling. C. Ignore them as they have their own designated lanes. Answer B. Yield the right of way to them, especially when they're moving or signaling. Drivers should be cautious around streetcars and light rail vehicles and yield to them. Question 87. What should you do if you are being followed closely by an emergency vehicle with flashing lights? A. Increase your speed to get out of their way. B. Pull over to the right and stop. C. Continue at the same speed in your lane. Answer B. Pull over to the right and stop. When an emergency vehicle approaches with flashing lights, you should pull over to the right and stop to allow them to pass. Question 88. How should you adjust your driving in response to a winding road sign? A. Speed up to navigate the curves quickly. B. Slow down and be prepared for unexpected turns. C. The sign only applies to large trucks and buses. Answer B. Slow down and be prepared for unexpected turns. A winding road sign indicates a series of curves ahead, and drivers should slow down and drive cautiously. Question 89. How should you react to a watch for ice on bridge sign? A. Drive at normal speeds as the sign is just a precaution. B. Slow down and be cautious as bridges can freeze before roads. C. Ignore the sign if it's not winter. Answer B. Slow down and be cautious as bridges can freeze before roads. This sign warns that bridges may be icy even when the rest of the road is not, so extra caution is needed. Question 90. What is the correct procedure for using a left turn lane in the middle of the road? A. Use it as a regular driving lane. B. Use it to speed up and merge with traffic. C. Use it to safely merge into traffic and make a left turn. Answer C. Use it to safely merge into traffic and make a left turn. A central left turn lane is provided for drivers making left turns and should not be used as a through lane or for overtaking.